chasing. Now Walter Lewis slides down at the 21-yard line. It looked like Jim Byrne was going to wrap up Walter Lewis a couple of times, but Lewis eluded the 6'4", 278-pound Jim Byrne.
Well, it's a tough thing. He fakes the pitch, of course, hopes to get all the pursuit going that way. Byrne is taking an upfield charge, contains him. He doesn't make the play, but he delays things enough so that a lot of pursuit can show up. The Generals do a superior job in the secondary of plastering their receivers.
Well, Jim Byrne, according to Walt Michaels, played his best game of the season last week in the victory against Portland.
This territory, this down in yardage, normally a blitzing situation.
Again, third and fairly long yardage, 9 yards to go for Memphis. So Lewis to throw again. Maybe he's going to run. Lewis is tackled from behind. Good defensive play that time by James Lockett. Lockett, the 6'4", 262-pounder out of Missouri, caught the quick quarterback from behind.
Well, this is one of the things that the Generals have had to do, and that is contain Lewis, keep him from rushing. They've done a pretty good job of it now. Lockett taking a dive at his heels from the offside is able to make the play. Primary receiver was Derek Crawford. He drives downfield against Holmes, but they're playing a zone defense. You can see Holmes square off in front of him, and behind him is another defender ready to make the play in case he tried to throw the ball.
Alan Duncan, who missed a field goal try earlier, now misses a 39-yard try. So we have 11:50 to play in the first half here at the Liberty Bowl. Memphis nothing, New Jersey nothing. No score in the football game. The waves circulating around the Liberty Bowl. 11:50 to play in the first half, and the New Jersey Generals will have the football following the second missed field goal try tonight by Alan Duncan.
Both teams' kicking game let them down a little bit. New Jersey has had a punt block, and Memphis has missed 2 field goals, one of them from very, very makeable range.
Wide to the top of your screen, Clarence Collins for the New Jersey Generals footing. Doug Flutie with the eye behind him in the backfield. Rolling behind Herschel Walker. Walker's going to provide the blocking, and Flutie has run out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and then he is tumbled down while he was out of bounds by John Corker, along with Steve Hammond. Now at Arizona a couple of weeks ago, Doug Flutie took exception to the way the Outlaws handled him when they were tackling him. Doug thought that there was a little bit of extracurricular work going on by the Outlaw defenders.
Tackling is pretty extracurricular in nature if you're the guy that's being tackled. Yeah.
Second and 7. From the 25 of New Jersey for the Generals. Walker with the football. Herschel bangs at the 30, on his feet over the 40, has the first down, and is at the 42-yard line. Individual effort by Herschel Walker. Finally, Barney Bussey and Mike Fox combined to tackle Hurrien Herschel.
Here we get another look at it. Second and 7, fairly long yardage. Walker can go anywhere. He can find daylight. He finds some there, but he's able to break tackles at the line of scrimmage. Right up the screen, you see him there, continuing with that great balance that he has, ringing out a first down. More and more, good teams with good runners are running in second and long.
Herschel, 6 carries, 51 yards this evening. First and 10 for the Generals at their own 42. Again, Walker with a football. Walker with a couple of yards on his own momentum that time as he brought it to the 45-yard line. Tackled by John Corker, the 4-year pro from Oklahoma State.
That was an identical play to the previous one. The formation was a little different in terms of deployment of the wide receivers, but the play was exactly the same.
See Herschel against Portland last week, and he had a free rein against the Breakers. Carthon and Walker in the eye. Receivers overloading the right side. Walter Browden along with Clarence Collins. Collins in the slot there on the right. Flutie to throw. Flutie with pressure. The quick feet of Flutie eludes the pressure. Fires downfield. Incomplete. Intended for Sam Bowers. Bowers outstretching his body, just couldn't come up with a football. Calvin Clark pursuing along with Carlton Rose, but Flutie eluded their pressure, but the pressure was enough to cause the overthrown pass.
Actually, on the play, Bowers was his intended receiver. When he wanted to throw, Bowers was covered. Then Bussey came up to contain the run. Bowers was wide open, but Flutie couldn't plant his feet to make the throw.
3rd and 7 now. at the New Jersey 45-yard line. Still scoreless here at the Liberty Bowl. Harmon now in the backfield, number 38. Comes in on passing situations for the New Jersey Generals. Rudy over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Walter Broughton. Broughton almost came up with a good catch. However, it didn't happen. It's a fourth down punting situation. Leonard Coleman defended.
Rudy looking all the way for Broughton on this play. There's a good opening underneath. He comes in tough. It's a good thing he does deflect it, or the ball may have been intercepted.
Henry Williams deep for Memphis at the 14-yard line. Rick Partridge, the punter for New Jersey, awaits the snap at the 31 of the Generals. Snapping is Russ Mitchell. Good snap. No pressure. Partridge wobbles one down. Williams takes it at the 19, dances around, gets maybe 1 yard to the 20-yard line, and then he is hit, but there's a flag down on the play. John Miller was down to make the tackle, but the flags are flown at the 19 and the 23-yard line. Could be a personal foul, maybe a clip coming up against the...
Illegal use of hands on the return. Number 88 of the return team.
Van Heflin charged with the illegal use of the hands. And let's watch it.
This is a difficult penalty to avoid. Well, that's a clip. That is more than illegal use of the hands. That is an out-and-out clip right there where he drove into the back of the player below the waist.
9:32 to play in the first half. The Showboats nothing, the Generals nothing. And the Showboats will have the football at their own 10-yard line when we return.
You may have noticed how the USFL has attracted top quality players, like Heisman Trophy winners Doug Flutie and Herschel Walker. Boy, can they play, but they can do more than play in the USFL. Like we can do this and this. Check us out, the USFL, where football is still a game.
Well, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have a Western Conference matchup for you. The Express will go to Mile High Stadium in Denver to go against that run and shoot of Mouse Davis's Denver Gold. Here at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, 1st and 10 for the Memphis Showboats at their own 10-yard line. Harry Sidney with a football. Sidney to the 13-yard line. Following the penalty on the punt return. No score in this football game. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Crawford with a quick pass again. Crawford with an opening. Crawford over the 50 to the 46-yard line of New Jersey. John Preston catching the speedy Derek Crawford.
I tell you, Jerry Holmes is playing way off of Crawford. Crawford takes a step or two at him, and Holmes begins to retreat. Again, the inside fake of the back freezes the interior. There you see Holmes starting to come up, but the linemen out in front are able to make enough of a play so that Crawford, with his great speed and elusiveness, almost goes all the way. John Preston from the other side finally drags him down, number 25.
The ball placed out at the 47-yard line of New Jersey. 1st and 10 for Memphis. Straight up, 2-yard gain for the Memphis Showboats. Emmanuel Weaver making the tackle on Harry Sidney, the veteran ball carrier. Sidney, of course, last year the top rusher for the Denver Gold. Went to the University of Kansas.
Memphis offensively, Fred, playing a much more diversified game than New Jersey Generals. However, New Jersey doesn't plan to play that kind of game. They're going to stick with that running game until they can make it break, primarily, and throw a play action or two.
8 yards to go for the first down on a second down for Memphis from the 45 of New Jersey. Lewis to the air. Incomplete. Off the hands of Greg Mosier. Flag down. Flag was blown at the 36-yard line of New Jersey. see Walter Lewis's reaction, should be going against the New Jersey Generals.
Illegal contact. Number 26, defense. 5 yards. First down.
Kerry Justin, hands on hips, disbelieving the call by the official.
Justin made contact with Moser after Moser proceeded more than 5 yards downfield. The rule changed 2 or 3 years ago, made that penalizable, if there is such a word, infraction. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. I get the drift. First down for Memphis from the 40-yard line of the New Jersey Generals, thanks to that penalty. Total yards, Memphis more than doubling the yardage against New Jersey. Lewis, quick throw again, off the hands of the intended receiver, Henry Williams out there. Space Shuttle Williams. Great to watch when he catches the ball in the end zone or goes in for the touchdown. He does that tremendous back flip.
It's especially great to watch if you're a Memphis fan.
Right. If you're a member of the New Jersey secondary, it kind of gets you right down deep in the gut.
That's true. The corners on New Jersey are playing well off of the wide receivers on both sides. As a result, Lewis is starting to work that short pass and quick out and hitch game to his wide receivers. That was a good throw and well timed. Henry Williams just didn't come down with it.
2nd and 10 for Memphis from the 40 of New Jersey. 6:03 to play in the first half. Still no score. Again, Lewis wants to put it in the air. Incomplete. Harry Sidney trying to pirouette and come down with the football. Could not do it.
That was a blown coverage. He wanted to go to Crawford. Crawford was double covered, so he came back at the last moment and tried to throw to Sidney, but it's just an inch or two too high. Sidney may have jumped a fraction too early.
So 3rd and 10 for Walter Lewis and his Memphis Showboats. Of course, Walter Lewis played at Alabama for the great one, Bear Bryant, also for Ray Perkins for a season down there. And now Walter wants to call the timeout, come talk things over with Charlie Waller, the offensive coordinator for the Memphis Showboats. 5:58 to play in the first half here in Memphis. The Showboats nothing, the New Jersey Generals nothing. Just a little bit under 6 minutes to play in the football game in this first half at the Liberty Bowl for a big crowd in Memphis, Tennessee tonight. The hometown Showboats scoreless against the New Jersey Generals. 3 wide receivers in the football game now for Memphis. The back split behind Walter Lewis on the 3rd and 10 from the 40 of New Jersey. By himself, Moser, first down. Knocked out at the 6-yard line. Greg Moser by Gregory Johnson. The high fives and the fireworks ignited here in Memphis.
Here we see playing for an inside cut. They have a short man in the middle and a deep man in the middle. New Jersey does. That leaves everybody else one-on-one. An outside break is the right pattern. Moser here will beat John Preston. It's tough for it's not Preston. It's number 26, Kerry Justin. There was a pickoff on the play. They got tangled up. Excellent route. Puts them right down there in scoring position once again. They've been down here twice before, not quite this close.
Goal to go for Memphis. First down at the 6-yard line. Spencer with the football. Spencer heading to the goal line, stopped at the 3. James Roquette, the left defensive end for the New Jersey Generals, denying Tim Spencer the goal line.
Here we see him running to the right again. Tim Spencer. He's done a lot of work tonight carrying the ball. But Sam Clancy just moved. No, that's Lockett, I mean. Lockett just moved to at the defensive left end spot. Plays off the block and makes the stop.
2nd and goal to go now for Memphis from the 4.
Now do we have a big play we can score?
Did you hear Pepper sound like he said, now do we have a play that we can score on? Let's see if they can score here. Walter Lewis with flags down. Plenty of time into the end zone. Terrell for the touchdown, but we have flags all over the place. Flags thrown before Walter Lewis dropped back in the pocket, and then flags thrown as Rao made the reception in the end zone. And we have the official conference, and we'll have the official decision.
Illegal motion. Offense. Illegal contact. Number 26, defense. Penalties canceled.
So the penalties wash each other out, but it also washes out a touchdown.
Yeah, certainly it works to the advantage, definitely, of New Jersey. You know, Tim Spencer was in motion before the snap. However, it appeared from up here as if he was going laterally, which would not make that motion illegal.
So still,
if the official determined he was going forward, or another player was going, or he moved before they were set for a second, all of those things could contribute to a legal motion.
second and short yardage. Goal to go for Memphis. Lewis, short drop. Now keeps backpedaling. Pressure. Robs it to the end zone. No one there. Heavy pressure applied to Walter Lewis that time by the New Jersey Generals.
Lewis's favorite drop-back pass in the goal line situation has been the quick slant into Derek Crawford. And here he comes back looking for Derek on the quick slant in, but the defensive corner, Holmes, has taken very much of an inside position on Crawford. There's nothing there, so he just throws it away and doesn't take the sack. But he's back in a passing or with a Walter Lewis rollout situation right now, Fred.
Third and goal to go for Memphis from the 3 of New Jersey. Still scoreless in the football game. 4:31 to play in the half. Mosier in motion. The roll by Lewis. Lost it to the end zone. Incomplete. Derek Crawford trying to sky for the football. Couldn't do it.
It was a pickoff play. A lot of motion on the right side. 3 receivers to that side. Did a lot of crossing. Tried to get their defenders to run into each other. And Crawford was wide open as he came out of that group. You see all the defenders bunched. He's open in the back of the end zone. It's overthrown, however. They're forced into another field goal situation. And as close as it is, it's just a PAT distance. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Alan Duncan here.
He's already missed 2 this evening. As you see, this is a chip shot for Duncan. Perfect in the campaign. Sunday against Baltimore, he was good from 32, and of course in the overtime from 35 to win it for the Showboats. This time, from 20 yards out, he gets it through, and the Memphis Showboats have taken the lead in the football game. 4:23 to play in the half. Memphis 3, the New Jersey Generals nothing. The Memphis Showboats, thanks to this gentleman's right leg, Alan Duncan, have that 3-0 lead. Back deep, Rod Pegues, Clarence Harmon, and Danny Knight for the New Jersey Generals. Duncan, who played his college football at Tennessee, has the ball teed up. As we mentioned earlier, cut a couple of weeks ago by the Showboats, brought back in time to win the football game for them against Baltimore last Sunday. 15, 20. Outside is Knight, and Knight is stopped at the 25-yard line. Danny Knight hit by Doran Major at that 25. It'll be 1st and 10 for Doug Flutie and the New Jersey Generals.
It'll be interesting to see if they stick with their plan. Memphis has racked up a lot of offense, but they only have 3 points to show for it. The Walt Michaels style has done them well during the last few weeks. See if they stick with it. They're being outgained almost 3-1 here.
First and 10 for Flutie and the Generals. Pitch to Herschel Walker. Walker gets a block. Outside, Walker. Slash down at the 35-yard line. Maybe good enough for a first down. Mike Fox hitting it.
Here we see the toss again, the play that they use so much with Herschel. He runs well, runs elusively, and a great balance of his is tough. Mike Fox has to come across, and the only way a smaller man can bring him down is to cut his leg. Walter Lewis here, 9 for 15 for 150 yards, playing with a lot of discipline, something Pepper Rogers says he has had to develop, needs to develop. He's certainly showing some of that tonight.
Herschel Walker picking up the first down for New Jersey at the 36. Herschel Walker with the football again. Walker stutter stepping, then going over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Stopped by Calvin Clark along with Mike Fox and Will Coakley.
Clark's been in a lot of tackles tonight. Here we see Clark on the outside.
Ken Hull, the center, number 58, doing a good job that time, keeping out that defensive line of the Memphis Showboats.
Well, he's got that assignment again with Reggie White, which is a tough assignment for him.
Maurice Carthon driving forward to the 45-yard line. Should be shy of the first down by about a yard. Third down coming up for the New Jersey Generals. Maurice Carthon at the end of the season will report to the New York Football Giants. He signed a contract with the NFL. Of course, the Giants haven't announced the contract yet, but everybody around the Big Apple area knows that Carthon has signed a big money contract to play in the NFL this fall. It's about 2 minutes to go in this first half. Second motion, the handoff left side to Walker, who has the first down. Cade bulldogs Herschel Walker to the ground. Mossy Cade, 6 foot, 190 pounds, gone against the 6'1", 223 Herschel Walker.
I'll tell you,
exactly 2 minutes to play in the first half here in Memphis. The Showboats 3, the New Jersey Generals nothing.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Mees. Join me at halftime, won't you? We'll take a look at some of the outstanding performances in the USFL during weekend number 8, like the performance of defensive back Chuck Planted of the Birmingham Stallions. How many interceptions did he have? We'll tell you at halftime.
Well, an Alan Duncan field goal of 20 yards, the only scoring in the football game so far. We've had a lot of yardage in the air and on the ground for both teams, but the scoreboard remains 3-0 Memphis, under 2 minutes to play in the first half. New Jersey with the football, 1st and 10, thanks to the Herschel Walker first down. The ball resting at the 49 of New Jersey. Pass complete to Collins, and then Collins is hit from behind by Mossy Cade. Collins gaining another first down for the New Jersey Generals at the 40-yard line of Memphis.
It's just a very simple 3-step drop and hit your receiver on a 5-yard out pattern. Cade has made a lot of tackles this year, Fred, for the Showboats. He's number 4 tackler on their team, known more as a cover man, but he's having to do a lot of tackling.
Came into the ball game making 31 tackles for the Boats. 1st and 10. Maurice Carthon over the 35 to the 34-yard line. Mike Fox along with Reggie White ganging up on Maurice Carthon there.
Here we see
the general fullback.
Here we see Carthon coming right up over the left side. They had shifted Walker up to a wingback position, just a straight fire out play. Walt said he wanted to get 100 yards tonight out of both Walker and Carthon. Needed to do it to win, he felt.
2nd and 3. Herschel Walker with a first down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line with 1:15 to play in the first half. Calvin Clark, the 3-year pro from Purdue, making the stop for Memphis. Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator there next to Walt Michaels.
Here's Herschel on the play. Carthon leading the blocking as he does on so many occasions. It's a draw play.
1st and 10. Goody. The pass complete to Herschel Walker. Walker with another first down. Has the ball inside the 20 to the 17-yard line of Memphis, tackled by Mike Grant. Under 1 minute to play in the half, 59 seconds to go. And the hurry-up offense employed by Doug Flutie. Carthon with the football, stepped out of the tackle in the backfield. Mike Grant had him around the ankles. Carthon stepped out of it. And then as he hit the line of scrimmage, Maurice was stowed under. 46 seconds to play in the first half here at the Liberty Bowl. Memphis 3, New Jersey nothing. Back in Memphis at the Liberty Bowl, Fred Manfred along with Marv Levy. The New Jersey Generals have the football at the 17 of Memphis. 2nd and 10 for the Generals with 46 seconds to play in the half.
And only one timeout, Fred. Now, I don't think, unless they can break a 17-yard run, not likely, that they can afford to stay in the ground. They're going to have to put it up here.
As you see, one timeout remaining. So Flutie wants to go airways. Flutie fires the ball to the end zone. Incomplete. Almost a fantastic catch that time by Clarence Collins, but Mossy Cade hung tough.
Flutie on the sprint out to his right. He drills the ball to Collins right in the end zone. He has it caught. If he can come down with 2 feet, Mossy Cade ripped his arm up underneath his shoulders, and the result is Collins can't hang on. A big, big play by Mossy Cade.
3rd and 10 for New Jersey. The ball still at that 17, 40 seconds remaining in the half. 3-0. Memphis leading the football game. Good crowd on hand tonight at the Liberty Bowl, enjoying every minute of this football game. Flutie awaits the snap from Hall. Wants to go to the airways. Being pressured by Corker. And the official whistles it down as John Corker came charging through off the right side. John Corker will be credited with his 3rd sack of the season.
Did he call that in the grass?
Looked like he did.
Here we take a look. Herschel Walker blocking on Corker.
Penalty call. That's what happened.
Yes, I didn't see how they could possibly call that in the grass, but it's probably by Walker led up. I think the whistle had blown.
Okay.
They didn't hear it with the noise from the big crowd here in the stadium.
Better than 40,000 at least tonight. On the night they gave away the kazoos on Magic Flutie night here at the Liberty Bowl. The kazoos in honor of course, Doug Flutie.
It was a delay of the game penalty, probably using the 30-second clock.
35 seconds remaining in the half. 3rd and 15 now for New Jersey from the 22 of Memphis. In the background, you see Roger Ruzek exercising his right foot, number 9, on the sideline. Doug Flutie pitching to Herschel Walker. Carthon in front, but Walker is going to be bumped out of bounds. Good defensive play by Barney Bussey, the strong safety, who came and went one-on-one with Herschel and pushed the big guy out of bounds along the near sideline.
Well, I'll say one thing. The play was a surprise. 3rd down and 15 with 30 seconds left on the clock. Walt here settling for the field goal. Feels he needs to get points down here.
So Roger Ruzek will be attempting one from about 44 yards out. Ruzek from Weber State will be kicking, of course, off the kicking block out of the hold of punter Rick Partridge. 30 seconds to play in the half. The snap is back. The kick is up. And the kick is floating to the uprights. No good. A look of disgust exhibited by Walt Michaels. We've had 3 missed field goals tonight, 1 made. The one made by the Memphis Showboats and Alan Duncan, and they enjoy the 3-0 lead with 26 seconds to play in the half.
Well, I'll tell you, Fred, again, I cannot understand the 3rd down call because it forces him to go for the field goal, and it's a long field goal attempt that he would have to go for. It's only the 7th try by Ruzek this year. Had you thrown a pass in the end zone incomplete, you always could have tried that field goal anyway on 4th down with the chance to go for 6 or 7 points going on top at halftime.
Well, at halftime, we'll have Sports Center coming up with Tom Mees. First time we'll bring you up to date on everything that's going on around in the world of sports. 4 seconds, 3-2. The handoff with 1 second to play to Timmy Spencer. The clock is run out, and the first half is over here at the Liberty Bowl. And the Memphis Showboats, thanks to the 20-yard field goal from Alan Duncan, lead the New Jersey Generals at the half by a 3-0 score.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Mees back at our ESPN studios at halftime of the game tonight from Memphis. And as we do every week at this time, let's take a look at some of the outstanding performances from weekend number 8 in the United States Football League. Young man for the Birmingham Stallions continues to be the terror of quarterbacks in the USFL. I'm speaking of free safety Chuck Planted of the Birmingham Stallions. He led the USFL in interceptions coming into last Saturday night's game. He racked up 2 more against the Oakland Invaders.
Hebert. He's going for everything. He's hung it up way up high in the air for anybody. And look who gets it. Clanton, number 10. His second of the night.
So, Chuck Clanton, congratulations. 2 interceptions against Oakland last Saturday, 10 for the season. He leads the USFL in INTs with 10. Luther Bradley of the Houston Gamblers is not far behind with 7 so far this season. When you talk about passing stats this past week in the USFL, you have to go back to the old veteran of the Tampa Bay Bandits, John Reeves. Here he's completing a pass to his tight end Marvin Harvey against the Denver Gold in a game that was also seen on ESPN. Reeves, after a couple of weeks in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, has really come on strong, and he did have 1 touchdown pass last weekend.
Reeves has got his man, Spencer Jackson. Touchdown.
John Reeves of the Tampa Bay Bandits, the top passer this last week in the USFL, 229 yards, 18 for 33 in the completion department, and that 1 touchdown pass. Frank Sire of L.A. had a good night against Houston, and Jim Kelly in a losing cause had another pretty good night throwing the ball last Sunday night. In the rushing department, well, there goes that man again, Herschel Walker of the New Jersey Generals. He just tore up the Portland Breakers. No, it wasn't a record-setting weekend for Herschel Walker, but he proved once again that he can pick up the big yardage in the middle of the field, and when you get close to the goal line, well, all you do is hand it number 34 and let him do the rest. Herschel Walker is, again, the leading rusher this past week in the USFL with 109 yards in this game, and also the leading rusher for the entire season. Walker, 25 carries, 109 yards last Sunday against Portland. That's an average of over 4.3 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, as we saw. Larry Mason of Jacksonville and Bill Johnson of Denver also had excellent weeks rushing the football with 195 yards, respectively. Receiving, well, it's that old law firm of Williams to Williams in Arizona. Doug Williams, the quarterback, to wide receiver Al Williams. These two hooked up more than once last year when they were with the Oklahoma Outlaws. They're now with the Arizona Outlaws. Al Williams, 4 catches in a losing cause against Orlando last week, 127 yards and a touchdown. Larry Brodsky and Gerald McNeil also had fine games. And our score at halftime tonight for the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, 3-0. The Memphis Showboats lead it. Alan Duncan has made 1 field goal, missed 2 others. A lot of offense for Memphis in between the 20s. They haven't been able to punch it in. New Jersey Generals, on the other hand, they're still looking for a consistent offensive show. They had sort of a mini drive at the end of the first half, but Ruzek missed a field goal as well. That's our score, 3-0 from the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. We'll be back with more in a moment. The USFL continues on ESPN live this weekend from the Mile High City in Denver, where the Denver Gold will play host to the Los Angeles Express. Now, the Express come into this game off an 18-17 upset victory over the Houston Gamblers last Sunday night in Houston. The hero in that game was former Kansas quarterback Frank Sire, who's been filling in ably for the injured Steve Young. But we have word that Steve Young will be the starting quarterback for Coach John Hadel's team on Saturday night. Now, Luis Zendejas, nothing wrong with him. He's the excellent place kicker of the LA Express. He had 4 field goals in helping LA to upend Houston. But Steve Young is the man that makes the LA Express offense go. He's been out with a knee injury the last 2 or 3 weeks. He will get the starting nod in Denver on Saturday night. The Denver Gold, meanwhile, are coming off a loss to the Tampa Bay Bandits, but are still tied for the Western Conference lead. Gold quarterback had been this man, number 8, Vince Evans. They liked him because of his mobility, but because Bob Galliano came off the bench in Tampa last Monday night and did such a good job, Galliano will start for the Denver Gold of Coach Mouse Davis. The biggest running threat, that man you just saw, Bill Johnson. He ran for 165 a couple of weeks ago against Arizona. And this man, David Martin, is an excellent punt returner and defensive back as well. There could be a lot of points scored in this game. Denver Gold, LA Express. You'll see it live from Denver Saturday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Don't miss it.
Sunday, your #1 network for auto racing delivers NASCAR's Northwestern Bank 400. See all the start-to-finish action live. Then ESPN's award-winning tennis coverage. It's one of the biggest events on the women's tour. Find out who captures the WTA championship live. And there's live college baseball on deck. 2 more top 20 teams swing for the fences when LSU takes on Mississippi State in our exclusive game of the week. See it all Sunday.
At the end of the last USFL season, a young man by the name of Steve Earhart left the employ of the USFL offices in New York to go down to Memphis, Tennessee, and take over the Memphis Showboats franchise as president and general manager. You can see by the turnout they have tonight for the New Jersey Generals game that the Memphis Showboat is a going concern in that city. However, word came out of New York today that the USFL may indeed be going ahead with its move to the fall in 1986. That's what Commissioner Harry Usher will recommend to the owners when they meet in New Jersey in about 10 days. How does Steve Earhart feel about his team and about any proposed move to the fall? Let's find out. Let's go back to the Liberty Bowl Live. Fred Manfra and Steve Earhart. Fred?
Well, a large crowd here at Memphis enjoying themselves tonight as their Memphis Showboats lead at halftime over Herschel Walker, Doug Flutie, and the New Jersey Generals 3-0. Steve Earhart, excellent crowd this evening, enjoying themselves to the utmost.
It's a beautiful night, Fred. It's nearly a sellout crowd here tonight, so we're real pleased, and we just hope we can get some more points on the board in the second half.
Steve, you've had a great job. You've done a great job selling season tickets here.
Right. Well, I believe we're third in the league. We're behind only Jacksonville and, maybe we passed Jacksonville, Tampa, and New York, but we don't do any discounting here at all. We sell all tickets. We honor the commitment to the season ticket holders. So the crowd you see out here tonight, which is near sellout, is a fully paid crowd, and we're proud of that.
Steve, most teams in the United States Football League this season have taken the policy of, let's go with what we have. We're not going to spend the big bucks in bringing free agent talent to our team. However, you've gone the opposite path to build quite a football team.
Well, that's basically because of our principal owner, Billy Donovan. He's made a commitment to Memphis and the Mid-South to deliver first-class Major League professional football. And when he went out there, he said he's going to deliver, just an absolute competitive team on the field. And we went out and tried to sign the best players available. I think we have probably 5 bona fide first-round NFL draft choices on the club between Mossy Cade and Leonard Coleman, our young cornerbacks. Timmy Spencer, who is coming off the bad ankle injury, but he's just starting to get into his own. And then Reggie White, who's one of the dominant defensive linemen. And then we just added Louis Sharp this week, who I know Coach Hannafin up there in St. Louis called one of the best offensive tackles in football. So our commitment is to Memphis and to the Mid-South, the states of Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, which are great areas, which have not had Major League football. And that's a commitment that Billy's made to this city.
The word out of New York today, Commissioner Harry Usher has said that they will go on in the United States Football League with the plans to play in the fall of 1986, abandon the spring. What do you feel about that?
Well, I hate to be commenting on a statement that I haven't seen yet, and so, Fred, I think I'm going to have to stick with the official league position. We have voted to go to the fall, and that's the position that we are. We're team players with the league. Memphis is a city that will support either spring or fall, and so until we have this owners meeting the week after next, I'd really rather duck your question right now.
Good way of dancing around it.
Well, the commissioner's listening in here, and I don't want to be saying anything that gives me any hot water.
Okay, at halftime here at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, the Memphis Showboats lead the New Jersey Generals by a 3-0 score. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment. A very low-scoring first half here at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. Alan Duncan's 20-yard field goal accounting for the only scoring. Despite the low score, some pretty big numbers in the stats department.
Well, they come from Memphis. They've racked up a lot of yards, 148 of them passing. Walter Lewis having a good night there, being 9 out of 15. Neither team has turned the ball over, but I think a block punt, although not officially called a turnover, really is one. Memphis doing one of the things they have to do, 17 minutes to 13 minutes in ball possession. That's a big, big figure.
The New Jersey Generals, as you see, have not gotten the ball into the end zone, and they've had a tough time maintaining the long drive, as you talked about, Marv, the time, maintaining possession of that football.
Yes, they've needed the long drive, and again, I think they need to break a big play sometime during the night, something else they haven't done.
The Memphis Showboats, on the other hand, have the 3 points on the board, their 3-0 lead. And as you see, they've had a couple of missed field goals. New Jersey missing 1 field goal. And we sit 3-0. The Memphis Showboats leading the New Jersey Generals. Doug Flutie trying to get that big play here in the second half, along with Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker's having a pretty good evening. He only needs 89 yards now, and he'll hit the 1,000-yard rushing mark for this 85 campaign. Walter Lewis playing very controlled football tonight for Walter Lewis.
Very disciplined. I talked with Charlie Waller, standing right there with Walter now, and he says that Waller is a very responsive player to coaching. He says he's not there yet as a disciplined pro quarterback, but he grows all the time, and Charlie has great faith in his continued development.
You talk about a disciplined football player and a very accommodating young man, number 34, Herschel Walker. Herschel's one of the guys you say, Herschel, can you be at a certain spot at a certain time? He is there, ready to go, no ifs, ands, or buts. And for a guy with his millionaire stature and all that he has to go through and has gone through in the United States Football League. It's kind of refreshing to see that in a young man.
It's a fine sense of modesty. It's not a phony sense. He's not putting on a front. He is a modest young man, and he's a very cooperative person, and he understands the value of publicity and of the public relations which accrue to the league in which he plays and to his team.
Alan Duncan teeing the football up for the Memphis Showboats. Duncan will be kicking off for Memphis. Waiting is Rod Pegues for the New Jersey Generals at the 5-yard line. The second half is underway, 3-0. Memphis has the lead. With the football is Pegues. The former quarterback at Oklahoma brings the ball up to the 34-yard line of the New Jersey Generals, where Doug Flutie and company will take over there. Duran Major making the stop for the Memphis Showboats. So Flutie, Walker, and the rest of the guys from New Jersey will be out to jam that football down the field and into the end zone as they trail 3-0. Broughton coming to the near side, bottom of your screen. Top of the screen is Clarence Collins. We have Carthon and Walker. Herschel gets the handoff, and Herschel hits into a wall as he crossed the 35-yard line, went to the 37, and among the tacklers there, Sam Clancy for the Memphis Showboats, number 90. Last season playing for the Pittsburgh Maulers, led the Maulers in sacks.
Here we see Clancy playing left end for the first time tonight, slipping off the block of Don Maggs and helping to stack it up along with a lot of his teammates on that one, putting the Generals in that second and longer yardage type of situation.
2nd and 8 from the New Jersey 37. Flutie, short drop, throws, pass complete to Clarence Collins. Collins spun out by Mossy Cade at about the 40-yard line. Mossy Cade from Texas, an All-America for the Longhorns, a #1 draft pick of the San Diego Chargers. His rights acquired from Oklahoma by the Memphis Showboats.
He closed very fast after that ball was thrown. He'd been given a moderate cushion, short out pattern, but Cade closed very quickly, and there was no more yardage gained after the catch.
5 yards to go for the first down for New Jersey on a 3rd down from their own 40. Carthon and Walker stacked in the eye. Sidearm pitch downfield for the first down. The reception made by Walter Broughton. Broughton has the first down, and he was tackled by Leonard Coleman immediately, but a first down for New Jersey.
Here's Flutie on a sprint out behind both of his big backs. This is the first big league throw of this game, but it's a beauty. He stepped up into the throw, and Broughton ran a good route, something that they have been complained they haven't done well. Corker now starting to try to contain. Herschel Walker staying in his face, staying high so that Corker can't vault over him, something he does very well. Good block by Herschel, helped make the play go.
42-yard line of Memphis is where the football rests. 1st and 10 for New Jersey. 3:17 to play in the 3rd quarter. Walker with a pitch, gets the block from Carthon, and Walker lunges forward over the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Again, we get another look at it. It's that patented toss to Herschel Walker. Maurice Carthon blocking out in front, but a lot of pursuit gets over there. Memphis tonight is playing more zone defense than usual. The reason, you get better pursuit off the zone, and you also get a better chance to contain Flutie if he starts to run. Your receivers haven't run off man-to-man.
2nd down from the 38 of Memphis for the Generals. Flutie, quick drop. Rifles the ball downfield in the end zone for the touchdown to Walter Broughton. Leonard Coleman beaten by the speedy Broughton. Clarence Harmon and Broughton high-fiving, and I do mean high, skying as they hit their palms together in the end zone. So New Jersey has taken the lead, 6-3.
Flutie backing up. He gets an inside blitz by Barney Bussey, number 8, up the middle. So he comes out to the side. Broughton all alone in the middle. It looks like Coleman should have had him man-to-man. Very difficult to tell. He was so far off of him. I have to feel that he was playing a zone in that area, although you don't play a zone when you get a safety blitz.
Flutie beat him for his 10th touchdown pass of the season. Ruzek to add the extra point. It's now a 7-3 New Jersey lead as the second half has just begun. 12:27 to play in the third quarter. New Jersey on top of Memphis now 7-3. Well, a 37-yard touchdown pass from Doug Flutie to Walter Broughton has just given New Jersey a 7-3 lead. Just underway here in the second half at the Liberty Bowl before a big crowd in the Mid-South at Memphis. Roger Ruzek to tee the football up for the Generals. Back deep, Henry Williams for the Memphis Showboats, standing at the 5-yard line. So Ruzek, as you see, with the multicolored shoe there. Kicks it. Williams takes it at the 4, to the 10, to the 15. Williams to the 20, to the 30. Williams down at the 35-yard line. Look for a minute there, Marv, but he was going to break it.
Yes, he ran the ball back upfield very well. He started to his left and sliced straight up the field.
Kyle Borland making the tackle on the kickoff. Now here's the touchdown pass, the 10th of the season by Doug Flutie.
Flutie backing out. Walker helps pick up the blitz against number 8 up the middle. Now he sets his feet well. Broughton is all alone. There's no one in center field. Coleman closes in late, but he was nowhere near him when the ball was long.
Walter Broughton, a touchdown recipient. The man at the helm of the Showboats now, of course, Walter Lewis. Lewis fakes the handoff to Spencer, throws over the middle, batted down by Maurice Clemens. Clemens looked like he really didn't know that football was coming to him and just instinctively hit it down.
Well, we'll get another look at it and see. Clemens dropping back on the play as Lewis delivers the ball. Clemens now, who had been dropping the other way, tries to pivot and knock it down. He pulls his hand in. I don't think he jammed his finger on it, but he made the play and he's okay now.
2nd and 10. Still at the 35 for the Boats. Spencer. He goes nowhere. Lockett, James Lockett was there to tumble Spencer to the natural surface here at the Liberty Bowl.
Lockett very quick. He's caught people from behind several times tonight. Earlier, Lewis, this is Spencer on an underneath handoff where he fakes up the middle and then breaks to the outside, but Lockett coming all the way from the other side gets a picture-perfect tackle, wrapping Tim Spencer up.
Loss on the play of a yard. 3rd and 11. 11:20 to play in the third quarter. New Jersey 7, Memphis 3. Memphis with the football, 3rd and 11 from their own 35. Lewis to put it up again, or will he? He's going to run. Waller fakes the toss. Now is stopped at the 38-yard line. A flag is down. Face mask looks like the call. Coming over to make the hit, Frank Mattias. I don't know whether Mattias got his hand wrapped around the face protector of Lewis, but the official was right there in front of the play and fired that flag down.
Dropping the face mask. 5 yards. Number 27 defense.
Well, they call it against Gregory Johnson. Let's watch it.
Lewis, who has all season long scrambled so well and likes to do so when he sees that crease again, feels his receivers are covered, breaks up the middle. The rush had been shunted to the outside, fakes a pass to try and get the defenders to fall off rather than converge on him. They do a good job of converging.
And you saw the pull right there by Gregory Johnson.
Gregory Johnson got his hand on it.
And you saw Gregory's reaction when he slapped both hands against his helmet when he knew he was caught.
Now, unless it's flagrant, it should not be an automatic first down.
They marked it up 5 yards up to the 44-yard line. And it should be 3rd down and 2, a long 2. And that's exactly what we have. 3rd and 2 for the Showboats. Fake handoff. Lewis has the first down. Lewis sprinting into New Jersey territory. Pulled down from behind at the 39-yard line. Let's call it the 40-yard line of New Jersey. Mike Weddington grabbing Walter Lewis and pulling him down.
It was an excellent inside fake on this play, Fred, that froze the defense and let Lewis go one-on-one in a lot of open field against a defensive corner.
Well, we thank them very much at Columbus Air Force Base.
My old buddies in the Air Force. You can see them here.
Lewis has taken off 3 times tonight on the run for 21 yards. He has it 1st and 10 from the New Jersey 40 for his Memphis Showboats. Spencer with the football. Spencer 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on the carry. Tackled by Bobby Leopold, the veteran from Notre Dame.
Spencer running very hard on a good classic off-tackle play. Blocking for him as well. The hole opens. John Preston comes in and ducks his shoulder a little bit. Here's Gary Shirt, number 87, double teaming with David Huffman against Lockett, who's been giving him trouble. When you double a man like that and do it that well, you're going to get that hole that we just saw.
I think I could have run through that hole and picked up 8 yards.
I'll have to think about that a little while.
2nd and 2 for Memphis at the 32. Again, Spencer. Spencer bouncing outside, trying to chase, and getting him was Mike Weddington. Weddington just would not let the jersey of Timmy Spencer go and pulled him down from behind.
Well, Weddington,
but it should be good enough for the 1st down.
Another one. Weddington, with the injury to John Joyce now, is their number 1 tackler on the season. And he's a little bit of a underrated guy. Makes a lot of plays. You don't hear his name a lot, but he's doing a good job again tonight.
9:16 to play in quarter number 3 at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. The Showboats with the football, trail in the ball game to New Jersey, 7-3. High behind quarterback Walter Lewis. Mosier to the bottom part of your screen. Lewis to throw, looking downfield, fires the pass, incomplete, intended for Mosier at the 15. And we have a flag at the 10. John Preston could be called here, number 25.
Pass interference. Number 25, defense. 1st down.
John Preston, the culprit that time. And it's a 1st down for the Memphis Showboats.
Here Lewis finds Mosier. He's been looking around for him. Preston closes in tough on the ball. He had his eyes on it all the way, and of course I'm one of those coaches who feels that pass interference is called too easily. I guess within the framework of how the rule book is, that is pass interference. But I think too much advantage goes to the pass receiver the way the rules are written.
I don't think Greg Mosier feels that way at this point.
No, I'm sure he doesn't.
Now the ball brought down to the 14-yard line. And we have the penalty coming up here. Apparently unsportsmanlike conduct coming against the New Jersey Generals. And this will march the ball inside the 10-yard line to the 7.
I don't think someone on their team liked the way that rule was written either.
That's right.
Fred.
So the penalties hurting the New Jersey Generals and very much helping the Memphis Showboats on this drive. 1st down and 2 for Memphis from the 7. Spencer with a blocker in front to the 5-yard line, maybe the 1st down. Kyle Borland was there. Out in front throwing the block for Timmy Spencer was Anthony Parker.
And they like to run to that right in sure run situations. They like to give it to Tim Spencer. They like to run over there behind David Huffman, and on the right side, Ken Smith. Now they've got Louis Sharp in at left tackle. He's been doing a very good job of pass protection tonight, by the way, where we see that Memphis, a team often sacked, hasn't been sacked much. Here's a key play, however.
2nd down and less than 1, actually, at the 5-yard line of New Jersey.
Good play pass situation.
Spencer with the football, the 1st down. Spencer to the end zone. Touchdown! Tim Spencer has just given the Memphis Showboats the 9-7 lead.
Here we see him over that right side. Starting over the right side at least, cutting back where he sees the hole. Gregory Johnson gets his shoulder on him, but Spencer keeps fighting his way in, reaches the white stripe, and that's a touchdown. But again, they wanted to take it over Smith and Huffman.
Alan Duncan to try to tack on the 10th point of the night for Memphis. He is through. 7:49 to play in this third quarter. The Memphis Showboats leading the New Jersey Generals now 10-7. Now the Memphis Showboats have jumped out again to a 3-point advantage thanks to the first touchdown of the season for Tim Spencer.
First touchdown of the season, only the second by a running back other than Walter Lewis, who's not a running back. That had great, for Spencer, going in for the touchdown, that had great psychological impact. That has to help Tim Spencer, and it certainly had to help the Showboats to come right back after a New Jersey score.
Duncan kicks a short one. The ball taken at the 21 by Harmon. Harmon on the move. Up over the 35. Harmon to the 38-yard line. Tackled around the waist there by Steve Bearden. Timmy Spencer very happy to finally get into that pay dirt territory of the end zone.
Everybody.
Well, we say hi to you too, Timmy, saying hi to everybody. Sometimes I wonder if these guys don't write down who they're going to say hi to if they score a touchdown. Hi, Aunt Jane. Hi, Uncle Tom.
Well, that's a big, big lift for that young man. He's worked hard to come back from a serious injury. This would give him great confidence.
Now, the fans here are really enthused. They're high now as Doug Flutie and the Generals have the football. Herschel Walker gets the pitch from Flutie, trying to go outside right on the 1st and 10 from the 38. He is then stopped by the Memphis Showboats and Steve Hammond after a gain of about 4.
Here's a replay, the old student body right sweep. It's good blocking, but Herschel Walker can make a lot of yardage on his own. Give a lot of credit to his offensive line, he should, but unless there's a Herschel Walker running back there, they won't look that good.
Ball's at the 43-yard line of New Jersey. Generals trailing by 3. Bootleg by Flutie. He's going to come with it to the 45. Flutie sliding out of bounds at the 47-yard line. He's going to be shy of the first down by a yard. So it'll be again 3rd down and short yardage for the New Jersey Generals, 3rd and 1. And when you have a backfield of Carthon and Walker and Flutie, that's a nice position to be in.
It certainly is, Fred. I'll tell you, Doug Flutie is an outside threat when he's got those great inside threats to complement him.
6:41 to play in the 3rd quarter. New Jersey 3rd and 1 from their own 47-yard line. Doug Flutie with Carthon and Walker the eye in motion is back to the near side. Walker with the first down and more. Walker still on his feet. What a run by Herschel Walker to the 45-yard line of Memphis. Walker just would not be stopped.
He's playing with that.